హలో
చెప్పు చెప్పు
నాన్న
రామనారాయణ సార్
చెప్పండి.
స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం సార్.
ఏంటి సార్?
స్టార్ట్ చేసేద్దామా? 5 minutes వెయిట్ చేద్దాం. స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా అంటున్నా.
స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. నెమ్మదిగా స్లోగా 9 to అయింది. క్వశ్చనరీ స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. చెప్పండి ఆ వీడియో గురించి.
ఓకే సార్.
నేను రైజ్ హ్యాండ్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఒకసారి ఒక రికార్డింగ్ స్టాప్ అప్పుడు స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీసుకోండి.
Good morning students. Welcome to SGP class. Today we will go for a new topic. That one is overcurrent relays based on different schemes like time grading scheme and current grading scheme and also both time and current grading scheme. Okay. Before going to the new topic, I need some answers for this question. I need answer for this question from you. Students, please everyone see the question. The question is, what is meant by over travel of relay? Already I discussed it in last class. Okay, so please respond for this question. So those who know the answer of this question, please use raise hand option and then I will unmute you. So please students, so if you know the answer of this question, please use raise hand option. I will unmute you and then you have to tell the answer. So is there anyone? Students, please, I need answer from you. So this question already I explained in previous class. So what is meant by over travel of relay or overshoot relay or overrun of relay? Whatever it may be, answer question is same: over travel or overrun or overshoot. So is there anyone? Student who know the answer, of this question? No one is there. Okay, I will pick up randomly the students. Okay, sir, Ramnayan sir,
చెప్పండి.
please ask any number, sir. Randomly choose the number.
Roll number 223.
Roll number 223.
Unmute yourself. Start your video. Roll number 223. I am removing 223, sir. It is not responding.
Okay, sir. Just remove it.
223 on your video also. Respond. Children, 223.
223. Please
Yes,
respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the answer? Do you know the answer of this question?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So I will show the answer. Then you can. Okay. So see this one in this slide. So what is overrun relay? What is overrun of the relay means? Did you see the answer?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes after fault current becomes 0, the relay is going to be operate. That means the disk is going to move some distance after fault current becomes 0 also. That effect we call it as overrun of the disk or overrun of the relay or overshoot of the relay. Okay, so this one is the answer of
Okay, sir.
that question. Okay, did you get clarity?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
please keep it in mind. Okay, so this one is the answer for
Okay,
that
sir.
one. Now
Shall we go for another number?
yes sir, yes.
Roll number 215. Respondent roll number 215.
215.
215. Don't waste time. 215.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
On your video.
On your video also.
Sir, cam problem, sir. Not possible.
Okay. Did you see the answer? Do you see the question?
Yes,
Write
sir.
about time delayed overcurrent relay with general time equation. So what about delayed overcurrent relay? Which relay we call it as delayed overcurrent relay?
Relay or current relay.
No problem if you tell you. If you know the answer,
If you know the answer, tell me. Otherwise,
No, sir.
simply
No,
say,
sir.
sir, I don't know the answer. Then I will show you the answer.
I don't know, sir.
I don't know. Okay. So this one is the answer. Answer for given. So this one is the answer for given question. So here it is the answer. Can you read the answer?
Yes, sir.
Read it.
Definite time overcurrent relay is a relay that operates after a definite period of time once the current exceeds the pickup value.
That means, so this particular relay operates with a predetermined time. That means this relay will operate with intentional time delay. Am I right? This is going to be operate with intentional time delay. Intentional time delay. The relay which operate with intentional time delay, we call it as definite time overcurrent relay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you understand or not?
No, sir. Repeat one, sir.
This particular relay will operate with intentional time delay. Here we are going to give some delay intentionally we are give some delay. That means after exceeding the pickup value, this particular relay operate with some intentional delay, not instantaneously. It operate with intentional delay. Okay, so those who have this type of characteristics, that particular relays we call it as definite time overcurrent relays. Did you see the slides in previous case?
Yes, sir.
Previous class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so keep it in mind. This one is the answer for that one.
Okay, sir.
Sir, B8 question అడిగాడు చూడండి.
Who is B8? So unmute
B8.
yourself.
చేస్తున్నాను ఆయన అబ్బాయిని.
B8, please unmute yourself.
అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకున్నామా? మిమ్మల్ని అన్మ్యూట్ చేశాను. 2B8.
Sir, unfortunately, sir. Sorry, sir.
ఏంటమ్మా?
I did not your voice. Please say.
Unfortunately, rise అయింది సార్. సారీ సార్.
నో ప్రాబ్లం, నో ప్రాబ్లం, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
Okay, no problem.
మీరే ఆన్ చేసి మాట్లాడండి ఒకసారి. అది క్వశ్చన్ ఏదో అడిగారు కదా.
Okay. Did you know the answer? Okay. Just please in unmute mode. I will ask one more question. Then I will complete today's section questions.
ఎవరైనా అడుగుతున్నారా సార్?
Okay, sir. Final question.
ఏం సార్?
Final question, sir. అంటే
చాట్ బాక్స్ లో పెట్టారు సార్. 252 సార్, వాట్ ఈజ్ అన్ నెసెసిటీ ఆఫ్ డిలే ఎందుకు వాడాలి?
So when we go for backup production, at that time this one very useful. At the time of backup production, this type of relays we can use full. Okay. So
నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారా సార్?
okay, this is the final question today's number 52. So what is the characteristic equation, time equation of IDMT relay? The t value is equal to
252. Unmute yourself.
Sir, telis sir.
So this one is the time equation of IDMT. T is equal to 0.14 divided by I to the power of 0.02 minus 1. So this one is the fundamental operating time equation. Okay, keep it in mind. According to British standards, T value is equal to 0.14 divided by I to the power of 0.02 minus 1. Okay, so these are the today's section questions and answers. So we will go for today's class. So let's see. Overcurrent relays are we can classify it into two types. Overcurrent relays are classified into two types based on direction. We are going to classify the overcurrent relays into two types. First one is non-directional overcurrent relay, and second one is directional overcurrent relay. So keep it in mind. So according to the direction, according to the fault current direction, overcurrent relays are classified into two types. First one is non-directional and second one is directional. Here in this diagram we can see a different type of relays. So here it is nothing but relay. So this one is B relay with circuit breaker, A relay with circuit breaker, P relay with circuit breaker, Q relay with circuit breaker. Okay, so here A, B, P, Q are relays. Okay, keep it in mind. So relay B, relay A, relay P, and relay Q. So here relay A and B are directional relays. Non-directional relays. Relay A, B and B are non-directional relays. That means these two are non-directional relays, and these two are directional relays. How can we say that these two are directional, these two are non-directional? These two are non-directional and these two are directional. So because here it is this symbol shows the function. This symbol shows the function of relay. Here the symbol is indicates, so this particular relay operate when the fault current direction is in this direction, or when the fault current direction is in this direction. That means it can operate for forward current and also backward current. So it can operate, this particular relay operate for forward fault current and also backward fault current. So the relay which operate for forward and backward current, so those type of relays we call it as non-directional relays. Now see this one here. In this case, that means Q relay and P relay, these are directional relays. So these relays can operate only when the fault current is in this direction only. When the fault current is in this direction only, it can operate only when the fault current at in this direction. So that means backward direction. So and these relays cannot operate, these relays would not operate when the fault direction is forward direction. So these are not operate when the fault current is in forward direction. Okay, so in this way we can classify it overcurrent relays based on the direction of fault current. Okay, so the relays which operate for the both the direction of fault current, we call it as non-directional. The relays which can operate only one direction of current, that type of relays we call it as directional relays. Okay, now we see it. Non-directional overcurrent relays. So this one is the constructional view of, already we know that, already we discussed it. It is a electromagnetic induction type disk type relays. Induction disk type relays. This one is the electromagnetic induction disk type relay. So here it is. Here it is. So this one is the diagram. So it is a disk type. Relay, induction disk type relay, and it has two windings. So here this one is the relay coil or exciting coil. No problem. It is a relay coil, and this particular relay coil gets supply from current transformer. This particular relay gets supply from current transformer, and the current, let us assume current in this particular relay coil is I1, and this one is the secondary coil of this relay. So here it is secondary coil. In this secondary coil, because of transformer action, we can see one more current. That one is I2. So here we can see I1 current and I2 current, and there is a phase difference. Between I1 and I2. So because of I1 and I2, here we can see two fluxes, pi1 and pi2, and because of this pi1 and pi2 interaction, so torque is developed on disk, and that torque is directly proportional to, already we derived it. So that torque is directly proportional to pi1 pi2 sine alpha. Pi1 pi2 sine alpha. Okay. So here alpha is the angle between pi1 and pi2. Alpha is the angle between pi1 and pi2. So in this way, torque is generated on disk. When the torque is developed on disk, this disk is going to rotate. So when the disk is going to rotate, so these are the trip circuit terminals. So these two are the trip circuit terminals. trip circuit terminals. So because of this rotation, these two terminals are closed. So these two terminals are closed by disc terminals. These two terminals are closed by disc terminals. Okay, that means this disc terminals are short at the trip circuit terminals. Okay, so either it may be a fault current. So this particular disc close the trip circuit. This particular disc is close the trip circuit either for I1 maybe a forward current or backward current. So maybe forward current, that means disc is going to rotate. That means the developed torque on disc is positive. The developed torque on this disc is positive for forward current and also backward current. So okay, so this torque does not which develop on this depend on direction of fault current. That means it is torque is independent. The torque is independent of direction of fault current. Okay, so such characteristics relays, we call it as non-directional overcurrent relay. So keep it in mind, non-directional overcurrent relay is nothing but it can operate for both the fault currents, like forward fault current and backward fault current. In both the case, developed torque on disc is positive. So torque is independent of direction of fault current. So these are the important points related to non-directional overcurrent relay. Okay, now we go for non-directional overcurrent protective schemes. So non-directional overcurrent protective schemes. We have three different type of protective schemes. First one is a time grade system. Second one is current grade system, and third one is a combination of time and current grading system. Okay, so these are the different type of schemes, protective schemes, by using overcurrent relays, at the same time non-directional. So this one is time graded system, current graded system, and a combination of time and current grading system. So let's see it one by one. First one is time graded system. So here let's assume this one is a feeder. So this one is a feeder line. This is a feeder. So it is a feeder line. Okay, it is a feeder line. So here we are going to protect this feeder by using relays, overcurrent relays. Here we can see, so it is relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, and relay 4. Okay, so the entire feeder is divided into number of sections. Here it is section 1, section 2, section 3, and section 4. Okay, so that means 5-4 is one section, 4-3 is one section, 3-2 is one section, 2-1 is one section. So 2-1 section is protected by a relay, and that particular relay operating time is 0.25. So the relay which is placed in this section, operating time is 0.25. In the same way, 3-2 section relay operating time is 0.5. In the same way, 4-3 section protected relay operating time is 1. And 5-4 section relay protected relay operating time is 1.5. So if you see the operating times, those operating times, relay operating times are increased with the decrease of distance, feeder distance towards source. Here it is the source. This one is the source and this one is the load. So this one is the load side. This is load. This one is the load and this one is the source. So this one is the source. So the operating time of relays are increased towards source. That means here it is, this particular relay is very nearly to the source. That's why it has its operating time is more comparing to remaining one. Here this particular relay is little bit away from the source. That's why operating time is less than 1.5. So this particular relay is little bit some more distance, some more away from the source. That's why operating time is less than 1.0 operating time. So in the same way, this one is the farthest away, more away from the source, So operating time is very less, 0.25. Let we see it with an example why we can take this type of arrangement for production of feeder. Let me see it. Suppose if the fault is taking place, at this one. Here it is the fault. Place. Here it is the fault place. So this green color, line indicates the fault place position. Fault placed position is this green color. Okay. So when the fault is happened at this position, so all the relays are activated at same time. That means fault current direction is, we know that fault current direction is from source to load. Fault current direction is from source to light. This one is the fault current. Direction. Okay. So when the fault is initiated at this place, all the relays are activated, but their operating time is different. So activated at same time, but operating times are different, because here we provide intentional time delay. So this particular relay operate at 0.25. This particular relay operate at 0.5. This particular relay operate at 1.0. Here this particular relay operate at 1.5. So let's say, so when the fault is initiated in a time period of 0.25, this particular relay is operate. So when it operates successfully, this particular section is isolated from the remaining one, and we successfully eliminate the faulty section. We successfully eliminate the faulty section from the healthy one. This one is the healthy one. So this one is the healthy section. And this one is the faulty section. So when the relay is operated successfully in a time period of 0.25, it is eliminated. This section is eliminated from this healthy one. Okay. So that one is the case one. When this particular relay operates successfully. So in a time period of 0.25. Okay. Now, so what will happen if this particular relay does not operate? So because of misbehavior, this particular relay does not operate. What will happen? Then immediately this particular relay comes into the picture. That one is operating. That relay operating time is 0.5. that relay operating time is 0.5. Okay, maybe milliseconds or second, whatever it may be. Okay, forget about units. Okay, that operating time is 0.5. Take it milliseconds. Okay, 0.5 milliseconds. So in case this relay is did not operate in a time period of 0.25, so then immediately this particular relay comes into the picture, and this relay is operate in a time period of 0.5. In a time period of 0.5, that means here this relay is act like a backup. This relay is act like a backup to this relay. So this relay is backup. This can give backup protection to this particular relay, 0.25 second relay. Okay. So 0.5 second relay act like a backup protection to the 0.25 second relay. Okay, millisecond relay. Okay. So that means if case 1 is failed, that means this 0.25 millisecond relay is failed to isolate this section. At that time, so 0.5 millisecond operating time relay comes into the picture, and this relay is operate in a time period of 0.5. Then immediately this entire section is eliminated from the remaining one. This one is the remaining one. This one is the remaining one. This one is the case 2. Okay, this one is the case 2. Now, if case 2 is also failed, what will happen? That means due to the misbehavior, 0.5 millisecond relay is also failed to operate. So what will happen? Then this particular 1.0 millisecond relay comes into the picture. That means this relay is act like a backup to the this one. This relay is backup to the this one, 0.5. So after 1.0, that means after 1.0, and this relay is going to be operate. So when this relay is operate, this entire section is going to be eliminated from this one. So okay, so if case 3 is also failed, that means case 3 is nothing but 1.0 millisecond relay is going to be operate. If case 3 is also failed, what will happen? So and this 1.5 millisecond relay comes into the picture. So 1.5 relay is operate if these 3 relays are failed in a time period of 1.5 millisecond. So at 1.5 millisecond, this relay is operate. If the 1.5 millisecond, this relay is operate, and then the entire section is eliminated from the source. Then fault current is cleared. The fault current is cleared. So here this is the simple way we can arrange to protect feeder. Here we are going to the arrangement by using overcurrent relays with a time graded scheme. So that means I will explain it in simple way. If the fault current is not clear in a time period of 0.25, then it in 0.5 second, the relay is going to try eliminate the fault current. If this one is not happened, again 1.0 millisecond, this relay is going to be try to clear the fault current. It does not happen, again it will goes to the this section. That means in 1.5 second, this particular relay try to close close fault current 0. Try to close the fault current becomes 0. So in this way, we can protect our power system by using overcurrent relay with the help of time graded system scheme. So these are the points we have to remember while we are going to read. So let's see some advantages of time graded system. So first one is the main advantage of this scheme is simplicity. We can arrange very simply by changing operating time. We can use this scheme for feeders or power system. And the second major advantage is during during faults, only nearest circuit breaker towards the source from the fault point will operate to isolate the specific position of the line. This one is the one more advantage. This one is the one more advantage. And let me go for the disadvantages. Disadvantage of definite time line production. Disadvantage. So the first disadvantage is so fault current. That means here, if the number of sections in the line is quite large, so while the number of sections are going to increase, at that time, time setting of the relay nearest to the source would be very long. So if the number of sections is going to increase, the relay which is nearest to the source, operating time is also increased. And it is very dangerous. Because that particular relay allows the fault current high amount of time, and that time may be dangerous to the our power system. So that one is the main drawback of the this particular scheme. So keep it in mind. So here we see the advantages and disadvantages of time grading system about overcurrent relays. Next one is current grading system. Here, say, sir, Ramnaran sir.
సార్ అది వీడియోస్ ఆన్ చేస్తే స్క్రీన్ షాట్లు తెద్దాం సార్.
Okay. Students, please, everyone on your videos, and now we are going to take attendance. అమ్మా ఎవరైతే వీడియో ఆన్ చేశారో వాళ్ళకి మాత్రం అటెండెన్స్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాము. ఒక 5 minutes వీడియో ఆన్ చేయండి. సో ఇమీడియట్ గా అటెండెన్స్ తీసుకుంటాం. అటెండెన్స్ తీసుకున్న తర్వాత then you go for your interest. Okay, so please on your video, everyone on your video, we will take attendance. After that, as you wish.
295, 296, 298, 2A2, 2A3 ఆన్ చేయలేదమ్మా ఇంకా. 2A8, 2B5,
Everyone please on your video.
2B6,
While we are taking attendance, you must on your video. Otherwise we will put absent.
201,
Those who are not on video.
203, 204,
Those who are not on your video, we will put simply absent to you.
210,
At least
213.
try to on your video in 5 minutes.
219, 233. వీళ్ళందరూ ఫోన్ పక్కన పడేసి అడగబోయి అంటారు. వాళ్ళకి ఆబ్సెంట్ వేద్దాం సార్. వాళ్ళు
ఏంటి సార్ రెస్పాండ్ కాకపోతే ఆబ్సెంట్ అయ్యింది. నో ప్రాబ్లం.
2B3, 247. ఫైనల్ కాల్ అండి. మీరు ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు వీళ్ళు. 296 రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లా. 298, 2A3, 2B5, 2B6, 2B9, 201, 203, 210, 213, 233, 234, 255, 2B3, 247.
Everyone on your video.
252 మాట్లాడినాం ఒకసారి. ఫాస్ట్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేశాను మిమ్మల్ని. 252.
ఎస్ సార్.
52. Tell me.
ఏంటన్నా ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి?
ల్యాప్టాప్ కెమెరా వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు సార్. ఇది కొంచెం ల్యాప్టాప్ పాతది సార్. కెమెరా వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు.
I will give it. నెక్స్ట్ 2B3247 సార్ నేను స్క్రీన్ షాట్లు తీస్తున్నాను. కెమెరా సింబల్ రెడ్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరికీ ఆప్షన్ పెట్టేస్తున్నాను. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.
2 minutes టైం ఏమండి సార్? అయ్యప్ప సార్ నేను చెప్తాను, అప్పుడు మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంది. అయ్యప్ప సార్.
ఓకే సార్.
కంటిన్యూ యువర్ క్లాస్, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
ఓకే సార్. Okay students, next protective scheme is current graded system scheme. That means current graded scheme. In this scheme, we are going to protect our given feeder by providing different currents, different pickup currents to the relays. So here we can see 4 relays. Here we can see 4 relays. So this one is relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, and relay 4. So these 4 relays have different pickup values. So let's assume, suppose here the pickup value is 10 amperes. Let's assume it in simple way I can tell. So it is, this pickup value is 15 amperes, and this one pickup value is 20, and this particular relay pickup value is 25 amperes. That means here we provided grading. Here we provided grading based on current. In previous case, we provided grading based on operating time, and pickup level is same. In previous case, the pickup current for all relays is same, but current time value is different. Operating time value is different. Okay, but in this case, operating time is same. But pickup values are different. So here, this let's see here. This particular relay pickup value is 10 amperes, and operating time is 0. Let's assume it. Otherwise, simply I can say. So operating time is 1 millisecond. So this one is the first relay. This relay characteristics. This relay's characteristics are operating time is 1 millisecond. And pickup current is 10 amperes. Now, so second relay comes to this one. So pickup current value is I already told you what is the pickup and what is the operating time. Pickup value is 15 amperes, and operating time is 1 millisecond. Okay. So in the same way, so this particular relay operating time is 1 millisecond. In the same way, this particular relay operating time is 1 millisecond. That means here, so operating times of these 4 relays is same. Operating time is same, but current values, pickup current values are different. So based on that, here we are going to protect our given feeder. This one is the feeder line. Okay. So we know that fault current is depends on impedance of the line. Am I right? Fault current depends on the impedance of the line. Am I right? Yes, it depends on impedance of the line. So that means Z impedance, line feeder impedance, like assume that value is Z. So I value is equal to, we can write it, I value is equal to V by Z. Am I right? So I is equal to V by Z. So Z value is equal to V by I. So that's why we can write it. Z value is equal to V by I. That's why we can write it I is equal to V by Z. So when the Z value is increased, so fault, that means here I is nothing but fault current. This particular I is, so when I value is increased, when the Z value is increased, so with increase of Z, I is going to be decrease. So let's see. So the Z is depends on distance of the feeder. The Z value is depends, the Z value of feeder. The Z value of feeder is depends on the distance of the feeder. So here we can say it. So suppose if the distance of the feeder is
Ayya,
this
sir.
one, the distance of the feeder is this one.
Okay.
Now we can assume it. So impedance of the feeder is Z. Sir, Ramnaran sir.
సార్ మీ హోస్ట్ వీడియో మిస్ అయింది.
Okay. Okay. So here it is Z impedance when the feeder line distance is this one. So impedance of the feeder is Z. Okay. Now if the distance of the feeder is this one, at that moment feeder impedance is Z1. Let's assume it. Okay. So now if the feeder distance is this much, at that moment impedance of the feeder is Z2. Okay. Now if the feeder distance is this much and impedance of the feeder is Z3. Okay, so here we have different impedances of feeder. Here we have a different impedance of the feeder. So Z1, Z2, Z3. Okay, so these impedances are going to be decreased with decrease of the distance of feeder. With the decrease of distance of feeder, impedance of the feeder is also going to be decreased. So that means, so that Z value is greater than Z1 and Z1 is greater than Z2 and that Z2 is greater than Z3. Okay, so with the distance of feeder, impedance of feeder is also changed, and the impedance of feeder is going to be decrease with the decrease of the distance of feeder. So when the distance of feeder is changed, so impedance is changed. When the impedance value is changed, ultimately the fault current magnitude are also changed. That means fault current magnitude is depends on the distance of feeder. At what distance the fault is happened. So is also decided by the that means magnitude. The magnitude of fault current is also depends on at what distance fault is happened from the source. Okay, so that's why here we arrange relays like, so the relay which is near to the relay which is near to source, it has more pickup value. It has more pickup value, and after that we reduce the pickup value from 25 to 20 amperes. After that we reduce the pickup value 20 to 15 amperes, like that. Okay, in this way we can that means, let's see, that means, suppose the fault is happened at this place, the fault is happened at this place. So the fault current at this section, the fault current magnitude at this section is, let's assume it, that one is 10 amperes. The fault current magnitude is 10 amperes when the fault is happened with this one. Because so impedance of the line, so is Z. Impedance of the line is Z. That's why here the fault current is 10 amperes. So what about the fault current at this section? So here the impedance is decreased. That one is Z1. So when the impedance value is decreased, ultimately fault current is increased. That means, let's assume it, that one is 15 amperes. So in this way fault current magnitude is increased when we are moving towards source. In this way, by using this action, we are going to provide current grade scheme by using overcurrent relays. Sir, cheppandi sir. Hello sir.
టైమ్ అయిపోయింది, కంక్లూడ్ చేయండి. 9:52.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే,
నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ వాళ్ళు ఎంటర్ అవుతారు కదా.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్, so please try to read these slides. You can understand easily. So one more is there. One more scheme is there. That one is, in this scheme we are going to take time and also current. Here in this scheme we are going to provide time grading as well as current grading. Okay. So please try to read these three schemes. You will understand easily. Okay. Okay, students. Today I will stop the class. We will discuss remaining topics in next class. Till now, if you have any doubt regarding this class, please ask me. I will explain it to you. Okay. Okay, students. Thank you.